Last night, I woke up to a sound under my bed. Not beside it. Not in the walls. Under it. And when I pressed my ear to the floor, I heard breathing. If you've ever had that feeling that something's watching you, even when you're completely alone, hit that like button, subscribe, and settle in. Because tonight's story might just have you sleeping with the lights on or not sleeping at all. When I first moved into this building, I told myself it had character. Not the good kind, like stained glass windows or charming old woodwork. More like the kind where the air feels heavy, every hallway smells faintly like mildew and dust, and the floorboards seem to have memories you'd rather not know about. It's 3 stories tall, built decades before I was born. No elevators, just narrow stairs and faded carpet that's been worn down in the center from years of footsteps. My apartment sits on the top floor, Unit 3B. Small, quiet, perfect for someone who keeps to themselves. The neighbors are old, quiet, the kind of people you pass in the hallway and just nod to because neither of you really wants to talk. For the first few weeks, I told myself I was adjusting to the noises, the creaks, the faint groaning when the wind hit the walls just right. Sometimes it sounded like a sigh, but I learned to ignore it. At least, I thought I did. About a week ago, I started hearing knocks. Not loud, just a faint thud. Sometimes at night, sometimes during the day. Always in threes. I told myself it was the pipes. Or maybe one of the neighbors below me. Except there isn't anyone directly below me. The layout of the building is strange. My unit extends over part of the old stairwell, with nothing but a sliver of another apartment way off to the side. It was weird, sure, but I ignored it. You learn to in old places like this. Then last night, everything changed. It was 2:30 in the morning. I woke up suddenly. No dream, no noise, just that feeling like something had nudged me awake. The room was cold. Colder than it should have been. That's when I heard it. Thud, thud, thud. Slow. Rhythmic. Coming from under the bed. I froze. You know that moment where your brain's screaming at you to move, but your body refuses? That was me, staring at the shadow under my bed as the sound kept going. Eventually, I worked up the courage to lean over and look. Nothing. The space was empty. I sat up, trying to laugh it off when I heard it again. Louder this time. Only now, it didn't sound like it was under the bed. It sounded like it was under the floor. I don't know what made me do it. Maybe morbid curiosity. Maybe some part of me already knew. But I got down on the floor, laid flat, and pressed my ear to the cold wood. That's when I heard it. Breathing. Slow. Deep. Steady. Not the sound of pipes or wind or the building settling. This was human. And it wasn't panicked. Whatever it was taking their time. Like they were listening to me. I shot up so fast I hit my head on the nightstand. My skin felt electric, my chest tight. I didn't sleep for the rest of the night. As soon as it was light out, I called the building manager. My voice was shaking as I told him about the noise, about the breathing, about how it was coming from under my floor. He was quiet for a moment, then chuckled and said, "Don't worry. It's probably the basement." That's when I reminded him, "I'm on the top floor." There was a pause. A long one. Then he said something I can't stop thinking about. Exactly. I tried to press him for answers, but his tone shifted, like he realized he'd said too much. He muttered something about checking the blueprints and hung up. Blueprints? Why would a building manager need to check the blueprints to tell me what's under my apartment? All day, I couldn't stop thinking about it. I kept pacing my apartment, feeling the floor under my feet, listening. At one point, I stood in the middle of the room and stomped hard. From somewhere below, so faint I almost missed it, came a single knock. I haven't moved since. It's past midnight now as I'm recording this. I've been sitting on my bed, phone in hand, waiting. And then there it is again. Thud, thud, thud. I grab my flashlight, kneel down, and press my ear to the floor. This time, the breathing is faster. Closer. Then, in the tiniest, wet whisper, something speaks. "I know you can hear me." I dropped the flashlight. The beam spun across the room, and for the briefest second, the floor seemed to bulge upward, like something was pushing from beneath. I ran to the hallway. I don't know where I'm going, but I know one thing. I'm not sleeping here tonight. The building manager hasn't answered my calls. I don't know if I'll ever go back to that apartment. But if I do, and that thing is still there, I'm terrified it's going to finally come up. If this story sent shivers down your spine, smash that like button and tell me in the comments, what's the creepiest noise you've ever heard in the middle of the night? And, of course, subscribe for more stories that will keep you up at night.